We're here at Road America for the 2025 Mama Spring Rally, and this time behind me I have the 2026 BMW iX xDrive45 new model. This thing is awesome. So while you're taking a look at the outside, I'll be giving you all the numbers on this. You're gonna get dual electric motors, providing 402 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque, at 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds. That is pretty quick. And the battery size is a 94.8 kilowatt hour usable battery. You get up to 312 miles of range. That's a 3.29 mile per kilowatt hour average. You got max charging at 175 kilowatts. That'll give you 10 to 80% in about 35 minutes. You can also tow about 3,500 pounds with this. All right, let's take a look at the cargo space in here. Power liftgate, of course. And we've got about 36 cubic feet of space back here. Really is a good amount. What else do we have underneath here? We've got the charging cord under here and maybe just a touch of a little bit of space underneath that. Not much though. That down, do have kind of a bungee strap right here, which is nice to hold things in place. You do have powered second row, so you can drop those with the click of a button, and now you have about 76 cubic feet of space. Wow, this thing is really nice looking car. Now let's take a look at the inside. Look at that screen, that thing is massive. Okay, here is your door, and you've got soft material everywhere. Of course, you know, you got a BMW here, so this thing's gonna be decked out. Nice cubby storage down here. All your window controls and mirror controls are right here. Your seat settings are right here. And then here are your seat adjustments. And then you have your locks, and this is how you open your door. You put your hand in there and you press a button and the door pops open. It's pretty cool, huh? Here are those sport seats. These are the M Sport seats. These things are awesome. They are super cushy and comfortable. And I think that they are probably some of the most comfortable seats that I've sat in so far. All right, let's hop in and get a little bit closer look at everything. We come across the dash here and you can see the M right there in this Alcantara, Ultra Suede, whatever you want to call it. And then you get up here and it kind of perforates. So it kind of gives it a little designer touch. And then you've got a couple speakers right there for this Harman Kardon sound system, and then your head-up display is down there projecting up, so it's got kind of a ledge or drop off there, that back there. That's pretty cool. I don't know, but we've got probably a 24 to 30 and maybe a 30-inch screen going across here. Of course, it's two screens, but this is just massive. And boom, we turn everything on and look at that. There's your driver's display. Now, I'm sure that there are ways to adjust that, change it to give it a little bit different look, but I think that's pretty cool right there. You've got everything you need on there. Your battery's at 81%. You've got your speed there. You've got the amount of power that you're pushing out here, and your regen down below, temperature, how many miles you have to empty. Yeah, you got everything you need right here on this screen. And then you go over here to this infotainment screen, and this seems to work really well. It's pretty quick. Go into the drive settings, charge settings. Yeah, all of this works really quickly. Just jumps right around without any problem. You do have your climate control there, including your seats. All right, so there you set up all your stuff for your climate control. That's pretty neat. Here's your giant, huge vents in here that keep everything toasty. We'll go to your steering wheel here because this thing is pretty crazy. Because this thing will extend super far. So that's all the way in. You've got your driver assistance stuff over here. You've got your phone, your radio, all of those controls on that side. Everything else will be done in your screens. You can see we've got the M logo there on the handle. Now, when I extend this thing comes back so far, it's crazy. It just keeps coming and keeps coming. Look at that. That is crazy. That thing comes out super far, but it makes it easy to get comfortable. It does have a panoramic roof also. And then we're gonna go down into the bottom here because you can see super flat floor with nothing in there in between, wide open space there. You can put your purse, your bags, whatever you need to right there. 2 cup holders right there. Then you come back and you do have your wireless phone charger right down here. 2 USB-C plugs underneath here also, along with a 12 volt. Up top here, you've got your start-stop button, and here is your gear shift. So you just push it forward for reverse and pull down for drive. You've got your electronic parking brake, auto hold, camera button. So there are your camera views right there. And there's different cameras. You can just click on them and it changes. That's pretty neat. Panoramic view. Assist view, well, that's new. I haven't seen anything like that before. Car wash view. Oh, clean the camera. And then you've got a 3D view. All right, you got your volume. This dial also controls everything up here, so you don't have to reach up and touch the screen if you don't want to. And then you have media, your phone and navigation buttons all right here, home and back. So everything can be controlled up there right here, so you don't have to mess with that. All right, then you got a center armrest, and this is a split one. I like the split ones. It's about forearm depth. Not a huge amount of space, but it's decent. And a little place for coins and whatever else there. That's everything up front. Let's go see if there's enough room for a 6-foot adult in the back, which I'm pretty sure there is. All right, we're getting in the back. There is your door panel, and of course you still got the door button right here also, Harman Kardon, and huge amount of space down there for your bottles. And then you can see there is a good amount of space in here. There shouldn't be any problem. Driver's seat is in my driving position, and you can see that I've got probably 5 inches of space there. That's a lot. And then above my head, well, actually, with this window, there's like the length of my hand above my head, basically. See, these back of these seats are really cool, and you have the USB-C plug right there in the back. You do have like a map pocket system right there. Vents here. Back here in the center, you do have armrest. And what do we got here? Press a button. And there are the cup holders. That's good. It's all Alcantara. Very, very impressive amount of space in this vehicle. But yeah, I know. How much does it cost? Let's get to that. Pricing for the xDrive45 starts at $75,150. This one, with all of the options that include dynamic handling package, the driving assistance professional, the M Sport package, and the executive package, as tested with all those options and the destination fee, you're looking at $92,775. Okay, it's another first for me. It's the first BMW I've ever driven. So this is, well, not the first BMW I've ever driven. I drove my brother's 7 Series BMW about 20 years ago. But this is the first time that I've been in an all-electric BMW or a recent BMW. So this thing seems like it's gonna be pretty awesome. We're gonna hit some railroad tracks, see how that feels. And yeah, very easy, very easy. All right. Well, the ride right now is super smooth. And it's super quiet in here. I feel like I'm yelling. This is nuts. All right, we're gonna stop up here and then we'll go down to our launch spot right down here. Nobody's coming. Gonna do a quick launch. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Yeah, that was good. That was good. That was, wow. Yeah, that really plants you back in your seat. But the funny thing is that, the Mini Cooper Countryman actually, it felt like it pinned me back harder than what this did. And with less power, but it's also a lighter vehicle. So that was a lot of fun. And I liked the sound that it made you really feel like you were accelerating hard. And now we are coming up to our curvy roads here, and couldn't use my other camera because the seats don't have any posts to mount my camera onto. So you get this angle, just like you had in the Countryman if you watched that video. So now we're gonna go down through here, and these are some blind corners, and you got 25 miles per hour. So we're gonna see how it handles 25, and we are taking these at 40 without any problem. We're gonna slow down on this one a little bit because of the angle that it drops off. Can't see around this corner. Slow down just a little bit. This one's a little bit tighter also. Then we'll accelerate, and there's a 25 mile an hour. We're at 45 and kind of on a wet pavement, and it is perfectly fine. This thing is handling really well. I like the steering wheel. It's very comfortable. I like, you get these big fat pieces that you can get a hold of, and you can really crank around on this wheel. Feels really good. Like I said, there's no body roll. You got a battery, huge battery going across the bottom of this car, so really low center of gravity. It really feels planted. Regen is good. I'm sure it's on sport mode, so it's probably a little stronger than normal, but really fun car. And this thing really does hug the road really well. Super surprising. I really thought that this would, well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, like I said, this is a BMW. This is not Chevys or my Fords that I'm used to driving. So it is doing a lot better than the average vehicle that I drive. So anyway, I like the way this is laid out. I really like this giant big screen. It works really well, and there's a space in between here where the steering wheel is, so it doesn't block part of the view. That is a huge plus, because some cars that are coming out now, the steering wheel is actually blocking part of the view of the screen when they do these type of screens. So I do really enjoy that. All right, you guys know what to do. Hit the like button and have a blessed day.